Whispers from the void. Captain Ilara Voss stared at the holographic display as the alien signal played again. 20 years into humanity's introduction to the galactic community, and emergency calls still made her pulse quicken. The message came from the Trilari, a species of graceful, crystalline beings whose delicate appearance belied their ancient civilization. This is Settlement Luminara in the Signis Reach. Kodar warships have appeared in our system. We have no defenses. Please, anyone. We need help. The translator rendered the melodic Trilari language into stark English, but couldn't hide the fear in the alien's voice. How long until we arrive? Ilara asked her navigation officer. Lieutenant Rice consulted his instruments. 17 hours at maximum FTL, Captain. Ilara nodded. Then we better hurry. The Trilari aren't built for war. The bridge of the EDF Relentless hummed with activity as Earth's most advanced warship prepared to respond to the distress call. When humanity had first encountered alien life 2 decades ago, they'd been shocked to discover their status in the galaxy. Earth, with its high gravity, extreme weather patterns, and predatory ecosystems, was classified as a death world. Its inhabitants were considered evolutionary oddities, creatures that somehow developed intelligence despite evolving in constant danger. The Galactic Alliance had been wary of humans at first. Species from gentle worlds couldn't understand how a civilization could arise from creatures shaped by such harsh conditions. But the Trilari had been different. Where others saw danger in humanity's strength and endurance, the Trilari saw protection. Admiral Fletcher is hailing us, Communications Officer Chen announced. The weathered face of Fleet Admiral Josephine Fletcher appeared on the main screen. Captain Voss, your orders are confirmed. Take the Relentless and Battle Group Echo to the Trilari colony. The diplomatic corps is concerned this may be an isolated incident, but I'm not convinced. Yes, Admiral. What intelligence do we have on these Kodar? Fletcher's expression darkened. Not much. They've been operating at the edges of known space. Nomadic. Aggressive. They've raided isolated outposts, but never attacked an Alliance species directly. Until now. Ilara recognized the implications. They're testing us. That's my assessment. The Trilari helped bring humanity into the Alliance when others wouldn't. Time to return the favor. Fletcher leaned closer to the camera. This isn't just about saving one colony, Captain. This is about showing the galaxy what happens when you threaten Earth's allies. After the transmission ended, Ilara addressed her crew. Battle stations. We jump in 17 hours. While the Relentless prepared for departure, Ambassador Thel of the Trilari stood nervously in Earth's Defense Council chamber. His crystalline form caught the light, sending prisms dancing across the walls. To human eyes, he appeared fragile, like a sculpture made of thin glass with intricate patterns flowing through his transparent body. Our colony had no warning, Thel explained, his translator converting the harmonic vibrations of his speech. We are not warriors. The Kodar arrived with 15 warships. Our people have taken shelter underground, but supplies are limited. General Santos, head of Earth's defense forces, studied the holographic display showing the Trilari colony system. Ambassador, with all due respect, why didn't your people install basic defenses? The galaxy isn't always friendly. Thel's crystalline form dimmed slightly. The Trilari equivalent of a pained expression. My species has known peace for 10,000 years. We believe the Alliance protections were sufficient. The Alliance fleet is dispersed across 40 sectors. Defense Secretary Coleman interjected. Their nearest vessels are days away. President Adama stood at the head of the table, her dark eyes moving from the ambassador to the tactical display. How many colonists are we talking about, Ambassador? 7,000, Thel replied. Researchers, artists, families. The council members exchanged glances. 7,000 lives against potentially starting an interstellar conflict. These Kodar, President Adama said carefully. What do we know about their capabilities? Intelligence Director Kwan activated another display. Limited information, Madam President. Their technology appears comparable to our own in some respects, possibly superior in others. They're nomadic predators, moving from system to system, taking what they want and leaving devastation behind. Fell's crystalline body trembled slightly. When humans joined the Alliance, many species questioned the wisdom of including Deathworlders. They feared your strength, your adaptability, your capacity for violence. He paused. The Trilari advocated for you because we saw beyond these traits. We saw protectors. President Adama considered this for a long moment. Earth had spent decades trying to convince the galactic community that despite their evolutionary background, humans weren't the dangerous savages some species feared. Now they were being asked to unleash precisely the qualities that made others fear them. If we don't respond, General Santos said quietly, we send a message to every predatory species in the galaxy that Earth's allies are easy targets. President Adama nodded. Deploy the fleet. All of it. The room fell silent. Earth's full defense fleet had never left the solar system before. All of it? General Santos asked, surprised. Yes. The Qadar need to understand exactly what they've done by attacking a friend of humanity. The president turned to Ambassador Thel. Tell your people to hold on. Help is coming. As the council dispersed, Intelligence Director Kwan approached the president privately. Madam President, there's something else. Our deep space monitoring suggests the Qadar may have been observing Earth for some time before attacking the Trilari. You think they're baiting us? It's possible. They may want to assess our capabilities firsthand. President Adama's expression hardened. Then we'll give them a demonstration they won't forget. Across Earth's orbital shipyards, klaxons sounded as crews rushed to their vessels. 25 warships, from nimble destroyers to the massive dreadnought Thermopylae, prepared for departure. Cargo ships loaded with Marines and combat exoskeletons followed, along with medical frigates and support craft. In her quarters aboard the Relentless, Captain Ilara Voss reviewed tactical data on the Qadar. Most species in the Alliance evolved on worlds with limited predators and gentle environments. Their conflicts were primarily about resources or ideology, rarely about survival itself. Humans were different. Earth's history was written in the blood of countless struggles for survival, against nature and each other. A knock at her door interrupted her thoughts. Dr. Amari, the ship's xenobiologist, entered with a data pad. Captain, I've been analyzing what little biological data we have on the Qadar, she said. They appear to be apex predators, like us. Ilara raised an eyebrow. Another Deathworld species. Possibly, though different from Earth. Their biology suggests they evolved as pack hunters, highly social but incredibly territorial. If I had to guess, I'd say they're testing boundaries, seeing how the Alliance responds to aggression. And they picked the Trilari as easy targets, Ilara concluded. Dr. Amari nodded. The Trilari evolved with few natural predators. Their crystalline biology adapted to store solar energy. They're brilliant, creative, but physically fragile by human standards. Ilara stood and walked to the viewport, watching as the fleet assembled. Then they'll learn about another kind of predator, one that protects its friends. On the bridge, the countdown to jump reached 0. All vessels reporting ready, Captain, Lieutenant Reyes announced. Ilara took her command chair. Fleet-wide transmission. This is Captain Voss. Today we answer a call from friends. The Trilari welcomed humanity when others feared us. Now they need our help. The enemy we face may think they found easy prey. They're about to discover that they've made a terrible mistake. She paused, looking at her crew. For Earth, for our allies, jump. In perfect formation, Earth's fleet vanished into FTL, racing toward humanity's first interstellar battle. Behind them, Earth continued its peaceful orbit around the Sun, unaware that its reputation in the galaxy was about to change forever. Fury of the Deathworlders. The Earth fleet erupted from FTL travel into chaos. Captain Ilara Voss gripped her command chair as the tactical display filled with signals. The Trilari colony world hung in space, its azure oceans visible even from orbit. Around it, 17 Kodar warships moved in predatory patterns, methodically bombarding the main settlement. Status report: Ilara commanded. Kodar forces concentrating on the central colony. Tactical Officer Marcus replied. Trilari defenses completely overwhelmed. I'm detecting life signs in underground shelters, but several sections show atmospheric breaches. Ilara made her decision instantly. Combat formation Delta. All ships, weapons hot. Destroyers, screen our flanks. Carrier groups, prepare fighter launch. Medical frigates, hold position at the jump point. The Earth fleet moved with practiced precision. Despite never having fought an interstellar battle before, humans had been preparing for this moment since they first looked to the stars. Open a channel to the Kodar fleet, Ilara ordered. The main view screen flickered, and Ilara found herself staring at an alien unlike any she'd encountered before. The Kodar commander had a predator's face, sharp angles, multiple eyes arranged for perfect depth perception, and teeth clearly evolved for tearing flesh. Its scales gleamed with a metallic luster under the lights of its bridge. This is Captain Ilara Voss of the Earth Defense Fleet. You are attacking a colony under our protection. Withdraw immediately or be destroyed. The Kodar made a clicking sound that the universal translator couldn't interpret before responding. Humans. So the rumors are true. The Alliance has recruited Deathworlders. Its voice was surprisingly melodic for such a fearsome appearance. This is not your concern. The crystallines are weak. The weak are prey. That's where you're wrong, Ilara replied coldly. The Trilari are under Earth's protection. This is your final warning. The Kodar commander's multiple eyes blinked in sequence. We have 16 warships to your 25. Impressive, but insufficient. We have studied your kind from afar. Violent, yes, but untested beyond your own world. Learn your place in the galaxy. The transmission cut abruptly. Seconds later, alarm bells rang throughout the bridge as 5 Kodar vessels broke formation, accelerating toward the Earth fleet. They're targeting our medical frigates, Lieutenant Rice shouted. Ilara didn't hesitate. All ships, engage. Protect the civilians. The vacuum of space erupted with weapons fire. Rail guns accelerated metal slugs to relativistic speeds. Energy weapons cut bright lines through the darkness. The first volley from Earth's fleet struck the lead Kodar ship, tearing through its shields with unexpected force. On the Relentless's bridge, Tactical Officer Marcus looked up in surprise. Their shields, they're not as strong as our intelligence suggested. They underestimated us, Ilara realized. They expected Alliance standard weapons, not Earth military tech. The Kodar quickly adjusted their tactics, their ships breaking into smaller groups, using speed and maneuverability to avoid direct hits. What they lacked in raw firepower, they made up for in coordination, moving like a pack of wolves. They're trying to split our formation, Ilara observed. Communications, signal the Thermopyla. Execute maneuver Thermopyla. The massive human dreadnought, nearly twice the size of any Kodar vessel, suddenly accelerated forward, directly into the path of the enemy formation. It was a move so aggressive, so counter to standard space battle tactics, that the Kodar commanders hesitated for crucial seconds. The Thermopyla's massive railguns fired in sequence, the electromagnetic pulses momentarily visible as ripples in space. 3 Kodar vessels took direct hits, their hulls breaching in spectacular silent explosions. In the sudden confusion, Earth fighters launched from their carriers, smaller, faster craft piloted by humans in neural link systems that gave them reaction times impossible for most species. What are they doing? Dr. Ameri asked, watching from the science station as the human fighters executed maneuvers that would kill most alien pilots from G-forces alone. What humans do best, Ilara answered. Adapting. The fighters swarmed the larger Kodar vessels, targeting weapon systems and engines with precision strikes. Some took hits, pilots ejecting into space where rescue drones raced to retrieve them. The cutter, realizing their mistake, attempted to regroup. 7 of their ships formed a defensive perimeter while the others continued bombarding the colony. They clearly hadn't expected such resistance and were buying time to adjust their strategy. "Captain, I'm detecting energy buildup in the Kodar flagship," Marcus reported urgently. "Some kind of main cannon. Power readings are off the charts." Before Ilara could respond, the Kodar flagship fired. A brilliant beam of energy cut through space, striking the human cruiser Indomitable. For a moment, the Indomitable's shields flared blue under the assault, then held. "Impossible." The Kodar commander's voice came through on an open channel, apparently broadcast in shock. "No shield should withstand that. Earth ships are built to survive." Ilara replied calmly over the channel. "We evolved expecting the worst." She signaled to her tactical officer. "Target their flagship's main cannon. Fire when ready." The Relentless's main batteries released a concentrated barrage. The Kodar flagship's shields buckled under the assault, and its massive cannon exploded in a shower of debris and vented atmosphere. The battle turned after that. The Kodar, for all their aggression, had never faced an enemy evolved from a Deathworld, never encountered a species whose every instinct had been honed by millions of years of survival against overwhelming odds. Human Marines in combat exoskeletons boarded damaged Kodar vessels, fighting through corridors designed for beings accustomed to hunt in packs. The Kodar were strong, fast predators, but they met humans, creatures whose ancestors had persistence hunted prey across scorching savannas, who had survived ice ages with nothing but fire and stubborn determination. 3 hours into the battle, the Kodar fleet was in retreat. 5 of their ships had been destroyed, 7 critically damaged, and the rest were frantically jumping to FTL, fleeing the system. "Should we pursue?" Marcus asked. Ilara shook her head. "No. Our priority is the colonists." As the Earth fleet secured orbit around the Trilleri colony, medical teams and engineers descended to the surface. The settlement had taken heavy damage, but thanks to the Trilleri's foresight in building underground shelters, casualties were far fewer than feared. Ambassador Thel arrived on the Relentless 24 hours later, his crystalline form glowing with emotional energy. "Captain Voss, I lack words to express our gratitude. You saved my people." Ilara nodded. "That's what allies do, Ambassador." "The Alliance Council is stunned," Thel admitted. "Many species feared what would happen if humans ever engaged in interstellar conflict. They feared you might be uncontrollable. And now they understand what the Trilleri have always known. Your evolution on a Deathworld made you strong, yes, but it also taught you the value of protection." Thel's form pulsed with color. "You fight fiercely not because you love violence, but because you understand its cost." In the following days, as Earth forces helped rebuild the colony and established proper defenses, news of the battle spread across the galaxy. The Alliance Council convened emergency sessions to discuss the implications of humanity's first military action beyond their solar system. Some species voiced concern about the ease with which humans had defeated a significant Kodar force. Others pointed out that Earth had only acted to protect allies, showing restraint by not pursuing the retreating enemy. 6 weeks after the battle, as the Relentless prepared to return to Earth, Captain Ilara received one final transmission from Deep Space Monitoring. A message had been intercepted, sent from what remained of the Kodar fleet to their homeworld. The translation was brief but profound. "Avoid human-protected systems at all costs. They are not like other prey. They are what we might have become had our world been harsher." As Earth's fleet returned home, the galaxy adjusted to a new understanding. Humans might have evolved as Deathworlders, but they had chosen to become protectors. The question that rippled through alien civilizations was no longer whether humanity was too dangerous to join the galactic community, but whether the community could survive without them. In her final report to Earth's Defense Council, Captain Ilara Voss wrote words that would eventually be inscribed at the Alliance headquarters. We came from a world that taught us to fight. We choose to use that strength to protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is humanity's gift to the stars.